What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you. Today, welcome back to episode number 13 of our franchise mode with the Anaheim Ducks. We are back here at the start of the regular season. After a big battle for spots on our roster, we are here at opening day versus the Colorado Avalanche to unveil that lineup and start the season off strong. So like I said, we did have some big battles for spots this preseason, and this is going to be your starting lineup, or at least the opening lines for the season. So on the first line, of course, Ehlers, the offseason acquisition, playing alongside Zegras and Terry on the first line. Then you have Bertuzzi, Strome, and Mercer. Bertuzzi and Mercer both had big preseasons, along with Strome playing on a line together. So similar to last year where we had that Pacioretty, McTavish, and Perreault line, we're going to kind of hope for the same magic this year. So, third line, DeBrusk, McTavish, and Perreault. And then we actually signed, Devin Shore to a free agent contract because he actually fits our team, unlike the one other player that we traded for. So, we signed him. It was, what was it? I was going to say, basic minimum deal for him. Bowers actually performed pretty well this preseason, as well as Ben King here. So both of those guys are going to get a shot this year. We'll see how they do. If not, there's definitely some guys that could come up. On defense, although this is not how it was obviously during the preseason, but Pelech and Drysdale on the first line, Lindell, and we have our first round pick in Bentley. We're giving him a trial run up here in the NHL. Preseason wasn't necessarily great for him, but we have kind of the 9 games or whatever it is that we can try him out, see how he does, and if not, we have one other player that actually did perform pretty well in the preseason, and Riley Walsh that actually performed really good last year as well in the AHL, and we've been waiting for some of these guys to step up. On the third line, Fabro and Mitkov, I still don't know, Mint, whatever his name is. But Fabro most likely will jump up to that second line at some point. And in goal, as we expected from this last year, Sorokin and Dostal. Now, the big thing with Sorokin is if he doesn't perform and Dostal does, I definitely won't hesitate to pull the rug from underneath Sorokin. But also at the same time, he is an 89 overall goaltender and obviously is a superstar goalie. So we got to take that into a little bit of account, but also he's going to have a lot of trade value. So we got to also think about that. So if Dostal comes out, performs really well, and Sorokin doesn't, then we'll have to look at that. Once again, Stellares is our third goaltender. Quick look through the AHL, lots of guys. Tracy, what an underperformer in the preseason. Had 1 point, minus 6, and just did not perform well. So he'll start down there, although we don't really have a spot for him. He didn't really fit on the fourth line, or else I probably would have left him there. But he only fits in the top 9 in our team. So potentially trade, potentially keep him down there. We'll see what happens. But, he'll be there to start. The rest of the team, young players in and throughout. Gonchar was another player that we tried out during the preseason, didn't end up performing as well as King did on our fourth line. So he'll be there to start. Obviously 21 years old, still got lots of time to grow. Defensively, our other one of our first round picks from 2 years ago, we did sign him. He is eligible to play in the AHL, which is awesome. So he's a defensive defenseman, so he's going to be playing on our top line with said Riley Walsh. Now, if he, he's going to be there for now to get some playing time until we figure out what to do with Bentley. If not, then we'll leave him up here. Maybe we will send Bentley, back just to kind of give him as much playing time as possible. And the rest of the guys that surround him, a bunch of young guys in and throughout. Goaltenders, I think these are the same as last year, but both good and young, kind of waiting for their spots up in the NHL. But enough talking at the start of this video. Let's get into the season. Let's start this off strong. The only thing that should be coming up is we try to sign a goaltending coach right on cue for the AHL because apparently we forgot to do that. But either way, McTavish, you need to calm yourself. We are like 3 games into the season. You'll get your time. Like legitimately, we are 4 games into the season and you're already complaining about ice time? Alrighty then. Good start. What are we, 10 games in, 5-3-2? Hey, middle of the pack, we'll take that. Let's keep it going. Get a couple months into the season and kind of see how we're going to do. So this is going to be in I forgot to do the 9 games. So we did make that roster change. We moved Bentley down to the AHL. We brought up Riley Walsh just to kind of give Bentley some more playing time. Because up in the NHL, he's going to be playing third line, not really be on the power play, not be on the penalty kill, not really getting those reps. So we sent him down. He's going to play on the top line down there, and Walsh will be up here doing what he does. So not much going on. Middle of the pack, couple points off first place. We're still pretty early into the season, but you know, this is something we don't usually do. And I want to kind of give a little quick check-in, not necessarily full breakdown of stats and stuff, but just kind of see how everyone's doing, see if anyone's just plain up not working. So Ehlers leading the way in points most likely. Perfectly fine. Terry up there. Nothing wrong with that line. Okay, that's 16 points for Mercer. Strome's having a good year. Good rebound so far for Bertuzzi. Now down to the third line. Obviously, we're not expecting all of these guys to get a lot of points. McTavish, though, doing well. Perot, that's 14 points. So, again, not super upset with that. Fourth line, doing fourth line things, couple points here and there, as long as they're doing decently plus minus. Again, not expecting points out of those guys. Defensively, Pellick, 5 points plus 4, playing a lot of minutes, you know, like, we'll take that. Drysdale. Okay, I'd like some more points out of him, that's for sure. Fabro, fine with that, plus minus is good, plus minus for him is good. Lindell, -7. Okay. Walsh hasn't really done anything quite yet. -4. You know, maybe, I know we just signed him, but potentially look at, you know, getting someone that fits our lineup and fits what do they call it? The not the synergies, but the cycle, shoot, bias, and the hold pinch and all that stuff. So, you know, potentially we'll see that out. Here's a big question. Goaltenders. So Sorokin, 17 games played, 9 wins, 9-4-4. Decent so far, right? We'll take that. Dostal, what are you saying? Not the greatest of stats. 3 games, 1-2. Obviously, I'd like him to play more, but he's also allowing a lot of goals. So on to the second quarter of the year. Didn't really see anything, you know, throughout the organization that really jumped out at me that really needs to be addressed right now. You know, we're doing fine. We're doing well. All of our players are kind of doing pretty much what they're expected to do. And until something like blatantly jumps out at us, we're going to keep rolling, right? We're winning enough that we're staying in the positive, win ratio here. Although we're kind of 10-10, we're going to keep going, right? No reason to stop now. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Start of December, couple of losses on the board, obviously. Like, it's going to be tough throughout this middle portion of the year. Lots of games, lots of stuff going on. You know, like I said, there's not really much I need to change right now. Just kind of wait until the right time to kind of make any moves, let alone anything drastic. So we got a couple of games till we get to the midway point here. Let's get to that. And then we'll kind of give a full, in-depth, kind of go through all the specialty teams and, you know, everyone's stats and go through everything just to see where everyone's at. So at the midway point of the year, 41 games played, 24 wins, 12 losses, 5 overtime losses, sitting at 53 points. 2 teams ahead of us, but within 2 points. So, again, it's not like we're falling out of the race at all. Like, we're still right there, right where we need to be. right in a good spot. So looking throughout the league, I mean, we look to be in the top, I'll say top 10 for sure. Probably even like the top 8. So that's fine. That's a good setup. Obviously, with a guy like him leading the way, you see why we're there. But Nikolai Ehlers leading the team in points. Good plus on him. Really good trade, if you ask me. Let's go through it, though. Player stats, exactly kind of what we're expecting. Ehlers, Zegras, both more than a point per game. Strom's having a really good year. On the second line now, Terra in the first line, point per game for him. Bertuzzi, basically point per game. Mercer's doing well. Obviously, I can't be upset with that. Like, 32 points, 41 games played with both his line mates, basically point per game, if not more than point per game. Can't be upset about that one. McTavish, 31 points from the third line. Hey, we'll take that. Pro, still a solid start. DeBrusk. Now, although we do have him signed long-term, he doesn't really fit our team, and he's not really performing well. I mean, like, he's okay. Is he not on the power play? I could have swore I put him on the power play. I have to double-check that, because if he has no points in the power play either, then, like, he must be really struggling. Fourth line, doing fourth line things, you know, we'll be fine with that. Let me go check. So DeBrusk, 11 minutes. So he must not be in the power play, because the rest of those guys are 14, 15, 16 plus, you know, minutes a game on average here. He must not be on those lines for sure. So we'll double have to check that and make sure he's on those lines. Defensively, Fabro leading the way again. And not that I'm, like, disappointed with Drysdale, but I'm expecting more from him. So I don't know what's up with him, but it's not like he's playing with another offensive defenseman. He's playing with, Adam Pelech down here. So I don't know what it was going to take to kind of get him going. Because, I mean, he's been fine, but he's not been the, like, superstar we've been hoping for. He's playing like a second-line defenseman that's behind, like, a superstar, and he's not. So I don't know what's going on with him. But he's doing good enough, but not as well as we were hoping. Midkrov, fine. Pelech, fine. Lindell and Walsh, I mean, -6, though. Got to get some more out of him. That's for sure. I mean, 15 time on ice. We'll have to maybe explore that and kind of see what's going on. Sorokin, doing exactly what we want him to do. 29 and 4. Fine. His save percentage, though, that's a lot of goals that you're allowing. Dostal's having an okay year, kind of average. I'm hoping for more games out of him. I was hoping for more of a, more of a split, but I understand why not. But I'm going to go take a quick look at the AHL team, and then we'll jump right into team stats. But now we are taking a look at our team stats. Like I said, pretty good so far, right? 41 games played, 53 points, 24 wins, 12 losses, 5 overtime losses. When we continue on, right, 159 goals for, 130 goals against. So not awful. Like that margin to be just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Goals against per game, fine. On to power play percentage. So we have a total power play. So we're not really drawing penalties, which is interesting. 22 power play goals. But if you look at the rest of the teams that are above us in the entire league, they're drawing a lot more power plays. But also, we have a better percentage than most of them. So 23.2 is good enough for 4th place in the entire league. Okay. So we are also time short-handed. We are producing a lot of penalties, which is not good. But we do have a good penalty kill, 84.3%, which is not even in the top. Is this top 8, top 10, whatever it is. But obviously 90% out of 140, that's pretty damn good. Shorthanded goals 4. We have 6, which is, I guess, good. And home record 11-6-4. Away record of 13-6-1. 8-1-1 in the last 10. So again, we've been good throughout specialty teams. We've been good throughout the year so far. Obviously, the last 10 games we've been rolling. As far as any changes right now, I don't see anything that really jumps out at me that's like, hey, you need to fix that. Now, obviously, we'll evaluate why DeBrusk is not playing, up to standard. Like, he is the only thing that is worthy of mentioning. Obviously, our fourth line is doing fourth line stuff. Defensively, maybe we try to find some guys that fit our scheme a little bit better. Just possible ideas and things we can do. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy with where we are right now. We're doing well overall. Obviously, it's a couple very minor things that could be improved on, but for the most part, I'm happy. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below if you haven't yet. Or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.